giving us a pretty good view of what is happening here on the I-10 just as they are crossing going past 51st Avenue, and you can see that they are continuing to go on, and it's a slow speed chase here at this moment. A lot of police vehicles in the back here as they continue to follow this suspect in the white SUV. And we'll see if we could get some more camera angles here for you as we continue to follow this here for you. Just coming up within the last really 5 minutes, we were hearing about it in the newsroom, and these were the images that we are seeing. ADOT cameras showing us a police chase happening on the I-10 westbound there as they go past 51st Avenue and continue westbound there into the avenues there. Waiting to see if we'll get any more different feeds or locations here, but yeah, this is something that is just breaking within the last couple of moments. So many times we feature police chases for you around the country here on News Now. A lot of times they're in LA. This time it happens right in our own backyard, and we're waiting to see if we could get our Sky Fox up in the air to continue this chase. And you can see these are ADOT cameras being switched around, and right now they're showing us 83rd Avenue, 67th Avenue. Here's a better look. Okay, right crossing over by 67th Avenue. And this is the chase that continues. It is, at this point, at least it is going slow. You can see it's not going at any high rates of speed there, but it continues there. This is the camera from the eastbound direction, but they are going westbound. This is just crossing 67th Avenue now, so we'll continue to follow this here for you while we do wait for our chopper to be up in the air as well. But if you know maybe friends or family in the west part of town, might want to alert them right now. Hey, there's an active police chase going on, and we'll continue to follow it here for you. Please join us on our YouTube page as well for any developments. Here's a great look of it right here of the white SUV that is being followed by police right now during this breaking news situation. And there has to be about 20 to 25 different police vehicles behind this suspect. And, you know, hard to say just how long this could go. I mean, it's a low speed chase at this moment. Driver not looking like he's doing anything erratic, just won't stop for police. And hopefully he or she will come to the senses and say, you know, this is sort of crazy. I'm eventually going to be going to jail, but, you know, so many times they want to just try to extend their last couple of moments of freedom. And we're taking a look here at the I-10 westbound, and we are waiting for that rush of vehicles to come. It's a white SUV that police are following. We don't know all the details on why this suspect does not want to stop or what he or she is being pursued for. But here is the long parade of vehicles that are coming. This is now by 83rd Avenue, I-10 westbound continuing. And you can see it here. Our ADOT doing a great job of just following along here with us while we wait for some sort of Sky Fox visuals here. That's going to do it for us today here on Fox 10 Extra. We invite you to come on over to our YouTube channel. We're going to be streaming all the way until 8 o'clock tonight. And, oh, it looks like the SUV almost skidded out there. They had an opportunity. He's skidding out right now. Losing traction on those tires here. We might see a conclusion right here, but he was skidding in and out of the lanes. Thanks so much for joining us here. Wild finish to News Now on Fox 10 Extra. News Now experience continues right here on our YouTube page.
All right, everybody, good afternoon. Thank you so much for watching Fox News Now. Pilar Arias hopping on a mission control. That's what I like to call the Fox News Now set. Don't worry, we are going to continue to follow this police pursuit for you right here on Fox News Now. So far, only Arizona Department of Transportation, ADOT cameras for short, but in just a few moments, we will be having Sky Fox. So again, hello, my name is Pilar Arias. Happy Wednesday, hump day. What a way for Mike Page to end News Now on Fox 10 Extra. That's channel 45, cable 9. So we're keeping a very close eye. The white SUV, Mike said it appeared that they lost a tire, blew out a tire perhaps, but still cruising, not the highest rate of speed. But I will tell you, we follow police chases a lot right here on Fox News Now. When I see the number of DPS troopers following this vehicle, I'm like, wow, that is a lot. We do not have any information so far as to what the person is wanted for. But again, I'm getting word that Sky Fox is up over the scene. So I'm going to pull it up for you right here on News Now. And here we go. So thank you to the producer who just told me that Sky Fox was up and ready to go. For some weird reason, I don't have my little Sky Fox graphic that we normally have, so that's a-okay there. But yeah, that's definitely a Jeep. You can tell that now when it's swaying, going side to side, probably due to the tire troubles they are currently having. So again, as soon as I get any information about the man or woman behind the wheel, what they are wanted for, I will bring it to you right here on Fox News Now. And just like Mike said earlier, it's very, very, very common for us here at Fox News Now to cover police chases in other cities. When it comes to right here in the Valley, it's very rare. This is the west side of town, and again, it looks like a pretty nice SUV, to be honest, because, you know, most Jeeps, especially the newer ones, it looks like it might have a tow hitch on the back. I'm working to figure out if perhaps this is a reported stolen vehicle, but you could tell there it's got the sun/moon roof. I guess there's different names depending on what features it has. It looks like it has a luggage rack there on the top. So, yeah, but definitely some swaying going on there right now. We do not have anybody in Sky Fox that can talk to us about exactly what's happening at this hour, but I'm keeping a very close eye on it for you here on News Now. I'm also trying to see if our ADOT cameras are still showing a unique vantage point. So what I'm going to do here before, well, actually, Sky Fox is zooming in pretty good here. Might be giving us a good look at this driver. So again, I'm working to get you more info. So far, what we are hearing, not a whole lot of information, but again, I'm hearing we're on the Fox 10 Phoenix Facebook Live. We are definitely live on News Now here on YouTube. We are probably also live on fox10phoenix.com. Appreciate all of you who are joining right now to find out exactly what is going on. Again, keeping a very close eye, waiting for more information about this person, what they are wanted for. And when I'm talking about all the different DPS troopers following them, yeah, here's that double box I was talking to you about. The ADOT cameras are going to continue to switch everybody while we try to follow this chase as best as we can. But again, we know it's the Arizona Department of Public Safety that is involved in this chase. I would like to remind you all, viewer discretion is advised because these are some live images that we just don't know exactly what can happen, right? So you can hear me typing up here, viewer discretion is advised. Especially because since it looks like the vehicle is disabled, we are likely going to, see the end result here in just moments. So again, these are live images. They may not be suitable for all audiences, but the Arizona Department of Public Safety, DPS, they are the ones, the police force on our highways. They are the ones engaged in this police chase. So again, I am waiting to get some more information here. As soon as I do, I will bring it to you right here. But we're just watching this live. Again, this is on the west side off of I-10. So if you know anybody on the west side of town, it is lunch break for a lot of people. There's a lot of construction in the area, and we are hearing that they may be closing the freeway in front of this driver just to make sure that everybody stays safe and nobody gets injured as a result. We say it all the time, people who are involved in police chases, they are often on the selfish side because obviously not only are they putting their own lives at risk, but they are putting officers' lives at risk, they're putting the general public's lives at risk. So again, it does appear this is a man behind the wheel. I'm continuing to monitor the coverage from other news media outlets here in Phoenix as well. There's different vantage points. So again, I'm keeping a very close eye on this for you, and I might be getting some additional information here in just moments on News Now. But you can see, will a pit maneuver happen? There's a DPS trooper right on this guy's tail. A lot of rocking, a lot of back and forth. You can see the tail end of this Jeep just swaying left and right, left and right. Waiting for info. Not only do we cover this as it's happening live, but we will be covering it as well. The resolution, whatever happens here, we'll definitely be covering that. But yes, very rare to actually have a police chase here in the Valley. Not quite sure if they're already in Goodyear at this point. But we are kind of just on standby here. They look like Dysart Road and the 10. Dysart and the 10. Get up here, see what part of the Valley for sure this is.
Pinnacle. We're going to send you guys to this chase.
Might be Avondale, perhaps. I'm mapping things for you, everybody, so I can make sure that I know exactly which part of town I am talking about here. I-10, major east and westbound freeway here in the state of Arizona. It connects California to Florida. Skyfox zooming in pretty well here. I'm trying to see if there's a license plate we might be able to, could be a newer, yeah, it's actually got one of those paper plates on the back left-hand side there of the windshield. The vehicle does look like it's already tinted, so maybe it was a pre-owned that somebody else just purchased. But again, I'm keeping a very close eye on this. I'm trying to see here. I'm trying to look at exactly where this is. Okay, so I'm looking at Litchfield Park, Goodyear area. The Papago Freeway is what is known as I-10 here in this part of town. I'm looking for Dysart. I see the I-10 and Avondale, so yes, might still technically be in Tolleson. But again, traveling westbound on I-10, this is the freeway that a lot of people take to get to and from California, especially the Los Angeles area. So again, I'm going to update our stream name here. I've got a lot of different things going on from the Fox News Now set because this is what we do. We control the entire broadcast right here from the set. So again, I'm going to let everybody know that we have a police chase, Arizona DPS chase in Phoenix area. Just uploaded that right there. I'm changing the stream name just to let other people know who aren't currently watching. Again, I'm waiting to see any freeways. Any additional information here. Matter of fact, I'm going to head on over to Twitter because we know that's where we get instant news, right? I'm going to see if DPS is tweeting anything. I'm going to see if the Arizona Department of Transportation is perhaps tweeting anything. So far, DPS, that is a no. The Arizona Department of Transportation, they're talking about Tucson restrictions. No, nothing on this chase at this time. A lot of times with situations like this, they do not want to let the driver know that there is such a high volume of media coverage because, you know, that they're keeping a very watchful eye. But look at that. There's at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16 DPS troopers, cruisers following this white Jeep, again, traveling west on I-10 in the Avondale, Goodyear, Tolleson area, and everybody here in the Valley is covering it. For those of you looking for President Trump's speech from the Oval Office, we will have that for you as well here on News Now. That's expected to happen in about 20 minutes. So very busy day, very busy afternoon. Hump Day, Wednesday. It looks like that might have been Litchfield Road there on the freeway. But yeah, Mike Page said that this SUV became disabled, possibly lost a whole tire, so you can definitely tell the driver is not going as fast as you would think. Could be riding on a rim there on the front left-hand tire. That's the driver's side front tire. And so not traveling at, possibly stopping here, slowing down just a little bit. Again, I do not know what this person is wanted for. A lot of people just tuning in here. This is what we do here at Fox News Now. I'm giving you as much information as possible. So again, thank you for all of you watching. There's currently 4,014 here on YouTube. Definitely looks like we're getting some slowing here. Oh, I can't tell. The way that Skyfox's vantage point is, I just can't read those freeway signs as best as I'd like, so I can tell you exactly which part of the West Valley this is. One of our News Now viewers on YouTube is saying, hey, there's no tires on that SUV at all at this point. Yeah. So when's your first Continuing to monitor this situation live. Come on, Skyfox, just zoom out just a little bit. Perhaps we can see the freeway closure ahead. Perhaps we can see exactly which road on the west side of the valley. Again, this is I-10 traveling west towards California. So far from the images we've seen, it does appear that a man is behind the wheel. We do not know what he is wanted for. But I did just get word that we're covering this on Fox 10 right now because we are in our noon show. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the audio from our show right now, everyone.
Off the on-ramps to the westbound I-10. So if you're on any of these surface streets, Jackrabbit, Verado, as we're coming up on, just be prepared that there's probably going to be some sort of a block to keep you from going on Interstate 10 as, again, this slow speed chase, I don't know what else you call it, continues to move into the West Valley.
Yeah, and you can see that right lane right there is that exit to the 303. So the driver not choosing to do that. And I believe that you can go left at that point as well on the I-10. So it looks at this point that he's just continuing to head west, and all of those state troopers behind him are just staying well behind and I think kind of waiting out his ability to keep this vehicle on the road.
You see that pic right up at the top of your screen, you can see another trooper there, and all that traffic right there is being stopped. So, I mean, you have to say they are doing it, and there you go. There's your trooper's vehicle right there stopping all that traffic from getting on at the top of your screen there. So they're doing a very nice job of isolating this driver. Again, a report earlier from one of our veteran photojournalists, who also is one of our guys who really works the scanners well, that he believes U.S. Marshals were involved in this. And generally when U.S. Marshals are involved, they're serving a warrant. We don't know what crimes this person may be accused of. We don't know why federal marshals would be after them. But they are definitely keeping their distance.
Well, and of course, state troopers train for this, so it's kind of interesting to see all the orchestration in these rolling stops as well as they go through the highway and keep those rolling stops going and keep the other people that are further westbound on the I-10 off the road.
Getting close to Saraval. I've got to say, and we've watched so many of these over the years, I am shocked that these rims are holding up the way they're holding up. Even all you can see this, they still have some rubber on them on the outsides, and generally by now those would have broken away. All right, we're taking one more quick break. We're staying on this. We'll be on it when we come back.
All right, everyone, so we are in commercial break in our noon newscast on Fox 10. So you got me, Pilar Arias, again with you. So now it looks like for sure at least both of the tires have been blown off this Jeep on the driver's side of the vehicle, just cruising on rims. Now, as far as the passenger side, not quite sure. It looks like the driver has the windows up, and as you just heard, our photojournalist Rick Davis listens to the scanners all the time. He believes that U.S. Marshals are in some way, shape, or form involved in this pursuit. Again, we do not have any confirmation as to what this man is wanted for, but he is traveling westbound on I-10, just past the 303 exit, so definitely continuing to go westbound. Not quite sure exactly what his speeds are right now. I'm continuing to keep a close eye on it. Some people are asking me to talk more. Some people are asking me to talk less. So I'm just telling you what I see here, everybody. We're witnessing this together. Breaking live news situation. Again, viewer discretion is advised. We are hoping for the best. We hope this suspect surrenders, but you never quite know. We don't want a standoff. We don't want a shootout. But when you don't know what this person's wanted for, they know that they're going to jail regardless. Sometimes things can get extremely tense. I will bring up the audio again from Fox 10's noon newscast as soon as we come back from our commercial break. You can see, even though there's for sure more than a dozen Arizona Department of Public Safety trooper vehicles, SUVs, matter of fact, following this white Jeep, there's been one that's been very closely on his tail. So you got to wonder, is a pit maneuver coming anytime soon, or are they just going to wait things out for this vehicle to die on its own and just kind of stop moving? That definitely looks like a freeway interchange there. Could be the 303. Again, this is in the West Valley. Trying to see if this is technically still Goodyear. It looks like it could be. And now we're back from our commercial break, so let's listen in to Troy Hayden and Renee Nelson.
I can tell you we're passing all those interchanges for the 303, and it looks like the driver at this point is approaching Citrus. But this is about the movement that we've seen this chase do in the last several minutes. So definitely, I don't even think we could call it a high-speed chase, although it is along the freeway.
Yeah, and it seems like he's slowed down even more in just like the last 2 minutes or so. And so he's heading out towards the west. He'll be heading out towards the White Tank Mountains at this point. If you're just catching up with us, it started about 11:45. We believe that there was some sort of U.S. Marshal activity that started this. I don't know if he tried to get away. U.S. Marshals generally will serve warrants. And since that time, we have had this chase going down mostly Interstate 10 westbound. And there's probably a dozen different DPS trooper vehicles behind him. Other trooper vehicles are out in front, blocking people from getting on Interstate 10.
Yeah, so we've been watching those rolling stops, and they are further west, keeping people from getting onto the highway there so they can continue pursuing this person for whatever reason that this started as. Now, we do want to tell you that if for some reason this car stops and there is some type of a police confrontation, at that point we will pull away just to make sure that we don't air anything that we wouldn't want on our air and that you wouldn't want to see. So I don't know if we have the capability of maybe putting this in a lower box or anything, or if we're just keeping this up. Good. Okay. Well, I guess we're going to stay with this.
You know what's interesting, Renee, is I'm looking at this. Look at, I mean, the guy's just kind of got his arm draped over the steering wheel. I mean, kind of like you're cruising down, you know, it's a regular old street, no big deal. We saw him earlier. He was smoking a cigarette, finished the cigarette and kind of threw it out the window. It appears like he's picking up the pace a little bit here.
You know, I've watched many of these, and having worked in California, you see a lot of police chases like this, and I would tell you in my experience, it seems like when people understand in this situation that, you know, at some point they are going to be stopped or at some point the vehicle is going to stop, it's almost as if they take their time knowing that there isn't really a way out of this situation. So I think maybe that's, you know, we don't know if he's on the phone. We don't know if he's contacting anyone. We don't even know if he's in contact with the officers behind him. So that is possible as well. If they know who they're looking for and have an ability to contact them, we don't know who he's communicating with or anyone for that matter.
One of the things we also tend to see is, you know, if it's a chase, they'll drive back to their own neighborhood and run into their house and, you know, say one last goodbye to their mom or whatever they're doing. But, you know, the fortunate thing in this chase, we mentioned it a couple of times, is that he's not trying to get off on surface streets. I don't think he could really effectively drive on surface streets just because of the condition his vehicle's in at this point. But it appears, at least where we are right now, that no members of the public are in danger by what's going on. But I would imagine it's a pretty big inconvenience when you're driving down really our busiest freeway in the valley, even though we're getting kind of to the outskirts of town here.
Yeah, and it feels like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Troy, but it feels like we're seeing those DPS troopers kind of hold back even more than we saw before. So it looks like they're maybe falling behind just a little bit more and giving this person some leeway to really work those rims off, because we're shocked that they're still going.
I can't believe it. You talk about an advertisement for tough rims. I think we're looking at it. You know, the thing is, too, if indeed it's true, the reports that we have that U.S. Marshals were involved, and generally they're not, you know, coming after you for misdemeanors or coming after you for some pretty serious felony crimes. You know, you understand where the troopers are at. Why would they get in there and risk getting close to somebody, who knows, maybe armed, may try something that could harm one of them, when they know that time is on their side? They know this guy's really not going anywhere, especially now that you've got helicopters up and you've got all these people on scene, that they're just hanging back and making sure that he's not going to get off the freeway or harm anybody.
So if you're just joining us and you're wondering where this is at, so this is the I-10 westbound, and we are approaching Buckeye right now. And this started over a half hour ago, and we've been watching it ever since. So, you know, we are surprised, though, that he is still able to keep this car on the road, considering the condition it's in. But we're also assuming that they were able to use spike strips early, try and get that car to slow down, or at least be able to have it stay at speeds that they can maintain their chase and not cause too much of a danger to the public.
You know, usually when you get somebody to come in with those spike strips, you know, the chase lasts not much longer, especially when they hit their mark, right? You know, 3 or 4 or 5 minutes, and, you know, we're at least 20 minutes into it now that we've been watching, and this car's still able to drive on those rims, heading out to the far West Valley. I'm sure he's getting close to the White Tanks now, and Citrus. Oh, he passed Jackrabbit Trail, which is, you know, if you've driven out there, you're getting pretty far out west and not too far away from 85 that will shoot you down if you're heading down to Mexico and into that area down to Gila Bend.
And the good thing is, as further west that they head, the traffic should lighten up in town for anyone that's been, you know, held off on those on-ramps and off-ramps from being able to get onto the freeway. Hopefully that'll alleviate some of the traffic that was occurring while they were going through town. But Troy, does it look to you like we're missing those tires on both sides of the car? I know on the driver's side it was really obvious that they were worn down. Are you seeing that same thing on the right-hand side?
I think I am. I mean, aren't you? I mean, look how much of that shock absorber you can see in the front. You can see quite a bit of that. I don't think you can really see that if you've got a full inflated tire. And you know what also I'll say that, Renee, and we haven't seen a lot of it lately, but remember how badly he was fishtailing off the top of the chase? So that tells me he probably has no rubber on that back tire either. You know, you wouldn't be fishtailing like that, I think, if he had any rubber back there.
Well, that makes sense. And we were talking about how some chases you see where the driver kind of understands that this isn't really going anywhere, that they end up going to their neighborhood. So we don't know if this person
What's he doing there?
lives in town. But, you know, I don't know if you remember.
He's got something right there, Renee. You see that? Is that... He's fiddling with something. Is that a phone?
It looks like it might be a phone. So we're not sure if he's in contact with somebody, but we wouldn't be surprised.
Right. We did see him smoke a cigarette earlier. Smoked the whole cigarette and then threw it out. Yeah, it's okay.
It looks
Here
like
he
he's
goes.
on
Sky
the
Fox
phone.
is getting a little bit closer.
And another thing we can probably tell you is at this point, I mean, and you can see it for yourself, it doesn't look like there's a passenger in the front seat of this vehicle. We can't really tell if there's anyone in the back seat.
Doesn't appear to be agitated, right? It looks very relaxed.
Yeah.
You know, no sudden movements, kind of fiddling with whatever he's fiddling with. I'm not sure it's a phone anymore. It almost looked like he was kind of pulling something apart. And yeah, heading out of the metro area. One of the things that I think is, you know, a question for me is he's going to get to a point, and I wish I knew this off the top of my head, when the divided highway ends. Now, I'm not sure how much more of a danger that creates, but I don't think it goes a whole lot farther than those White Tank Mountains, and then you just kind of get 2 lanes on each side.
And Corey's in the studio with us, too. I don't know, Corey, if you know when that freeway is no longer divided like that, as Troy was saying.
There's always a median, but then you lose that retaining wall, you know what I'm saying, in between the two of them.
Yeah.
And he's speeding up again. So again, if you're just joining us, now we are getting to about 45 minutes of this chase. We think it started about 11:45. We don't know exactly where it started. Possibility, we're hearing from one of our veteran members of our team out in the field that he was hearing U.S. Marshals were involved in this, possibly serving a warrant on this person. We don't know what the warrant would be for. And this person decided he did not want to be arrested, if that was the case, and took off. DPS, very involved in this chase. We have about a dozen vehicles you can't see in this picture, at least behind him in their big SUVs. And then we have other officers who were speeding ahead and frankly doing a great job of keeping people off of Interstate 10 and away from this person. So if there is a possibility he is armed, does want to take other people out as he goes down, they are keeping innocent bystanders away.
Yeah, and we are westbound still on the I-10. We've passed the 303. I believe we've passed the Buckeye area. And producer, if you have any further information on his exact location, feel free to tell us. So we're just continuing to watch at this point. You made a comment earlier, Troy, that, you know, sometimes we see suspects like this maybe return home, return to their neighborhoods. It sure doesn't look like he's making any movement towards... okay, so we are getting word.
No,
from,
I don't think we should talk about that.
Okay, so what we do know is that there's troopers behind this driver. There's also troopers in front of this driver. And so, you know, they've trained for this. Okay.
Okay, we've just been told that we're going to stay with this chase till it ends. But I also do want to tell you, and I think we've told you a couple times before, that when this vehicle actually stops, we're just passing Verrado way here. When this chase stops, we are going to cut away from it because we don't want to show any violence at the end of the chase. So, again, heading out to the metro area, heading out of the metro area, heading probably towards the white tanks here. No rubber on these tires as this, you know, here's another thing we haven't really talked about, Renee, and that is this looks like a, you know, pretty brand new, nice Jeep Grand Cherokee, not your typical fugitive car.
Right, and you could see the touch screen on his dash when we were focused a little further into the driver. You could see that he was maybe on his phone. He was, you know, has some type of, you know, electronics in his dash as well.
So I just got some new information here. So it has been confirmed now, what we've been reporting for the last 45 minutes or so, that this was a U.S. Marshals operation, that they were moving in on a fugitive from Utah. And so we don't know who that fugitive is or what they're accused of doing or if they took this vehicle from Utah or what they're doing here in our state. Go ahead, Renee.
So, yeah, we're talking about, I think we've reached that part of the highway where we're down to 2 lanes. Is that correct?
Yeah, it looks like it. And then, again, we've lost the retaining wall in the middle. Now, he has very little ability, especially as he appears to be speeding up here. Okay, so... Okay. All right, that's fine. That kind of information, Jessica, just letting you know, we're not going to put that out just because we don't know if this guy's listening, you know, somehow on his phone and streaming us or whatever. So I will say this, he's not going to have the ability to, you know, do any sudden moves, to kind of go across the median and try to turn the other way. But it would be interesting to see what they're doing with the traffic now, though, on those, I guess it'd be eastbound lanes, because they weren't blocking the eastbound lanes earlier when we had a wall in between. But I don't know what they're going to do at this point. What do you have? So
we're learning a little bit more about this suspect that's in this vehicle right now. He was wanted for some type of a parole violation. He was released in 2012. So we don't have his name, but we do know that the suspect that they're looking for, we don't have a name to release, that is. But he was released in 2012 after serving time for forgery and theft. And I believe at this time was on some type of supervised release. So whatever happened after that that caused a U.S. Marshals situation, he is a wanted fugitive out of Utah.
So here we are, 45 minutes or so, almost 50 minutes into this chase, and we are on the far outskirts of the West Phoenix metro area. We have gotten down on Interstate 10, which is one of the couple of interstates that go from coast to coast. Is one of the busiest freeways in our metro area, but now we are way, okay, here we go, stand by. They often use these vehicles now when they want to end things. So we may be cutting away in just a moment. See these big, I don't know if they're armored or not, but boy, these are big, heavy trucks, and we may be seeing this pit maneuver right now to end this.
Okay, so we do want to warn you, of course, that if anything...
I just missed him. Oh, but was that enough? Here he goes. This is dangerous for everybody involved. We've seen these unmarked vehicles used in these chases, but look at the size of these trucks, and you think they're appliqué. So it looks like they're working in tandem. The one gets up front. I don't know if he's going to try to slow it down. No, there's a third truck involved. And here we go. This should be it right here.
Okay. So I believe we will likely pull away at some point, just in case anything happens. So, of course, we're taking that on off air. Go ahead and repeat that to me.
No, I'll say it. So basically we can see the over here what's going on. I'll narrate. In the meantime, you can go to fox10phoenix.com. You can watch the video live streaming. We just don't want to put it on our air right now in case something happens. But I can narrate and tell you we've got 5, 6, now close to 10 vehicles surrounding the spun out vehicle. Officers got out with their guns drawn, and they are pointing it at that vehicle. Let me get over here a little bit closer so I can see it.
You know what an interesting thing to see is all of those trucks that we were talking about that we were showing you a little bit earlier. It's those trucks that actually finally came in and were able to surround that SUV and bring this chase at least to an end. So we are continuing to watch it. But it looks like there are quite a bit of vehicles out there right now. Troy, what are you seeing? What can you tell me?
They brought out canine officers, which, you know, people don't want to fight generally when there's a dog involved. But it looks like they've almost got this guy pinned into his own vehicle. Corey, from your angle, can you think that he could open up his driver's door, or are they too tight? So they may have him actually trapped inside the vehicle, just with the way they've kind of pinched him together there. But they are totally surrounding him. They are using their vehicles as shields just in case he's armed. So now the question is, how long does this go on?
Right. And this is a tough thing because, of course, viewers want to see what's happening as well. But we have to pull away to make sure if there's any kind of violence that happens between officers and that suspect that we're not showing that on our air. So we can see police helicopters in the picture as well as Skyfox continues to provide us a little bit of an inside view here. And I can tell you that there are still officers surrounding this vehicle. It does not look like anything is coming to an end. We're trying to show you some early pictures here. You can see right where he lost one of those tires. It looks like you can see that going down the road as they were trying to slow down that vehicle. Now, as you know, live, we are watching. They already have him surrounded. They already have him stopped. But we are showing you some video from before in case you are just joining us. You can see exactly what that pursuit looked like when it was in the pursuit stages of the situation.
And again, if you want to watch this video, you can watch it live right now on our streaming service. Fox10Phoenix.com is the best way to get there. It's news now if you go to it on YouTube, right? It says stream on YouTube. So Fox10Phoenix.com is your best way to get it, or our Facebook page. You can see it as well. But I can tell you the situation. Oh, now they're moving up to the truck. They're right in the window, and they must have him now. I didn't see them pull him out, but they are now inside the truck. All right. Oh, there he is. He's coming out. He's got one hand up. He's got a second hand up. Hands on the head.
Yeah. Wow.
And he is now in custody.
Okay.
And he's okay. And officers are okay. And the dogs are okay. And there we go.
Are we able? Oh, good. We're able to go back to that live picture. So you can see that suspect right now being apprehended. And it looks like, fortunately, this came to a pretty peaceful end, considering it's been going on for nearly 50 minutes now.
Well, I tell you what, after watching that whole thing, that was very well executed.
Absolutely.
I don't know what happened in the early stages of that chase.
Sure.
But they were patient.
Yeah.
They kept people out of harm's way. They brought in their heavy trucks when they needed to, when they felt safe about that, and then they ended the chase. So DPS, that was impressive to watch. We'll have more coverage on that for you on later editions of Fox 10 News. Thank you for joining us for this extended edition of Fox 10 News at noon. Back to regular programming.
All right, everybody, thank you so much for watching Fox News Now. Pilar Arias here with you, whether you watched us on air, online, the Fox 10 Phoenix Facebook Live. There you go. You see the driver in custody. Arizona Department of Public Safety, just like Troy Hayden said, did an excellent job at a pit maneuver surrounding this driver in that white Jeep, and now he is in custody. It appears that nobody was hurt. You see some handshaking there by deputies. And again, we are hearing this man was wanted by U.S. Marshals. We do not know exactly what for. We were hearing it could have been some sort of parole violation. But again, we are continuing to learn more information. We're going to continue to cover this not just on air, but online. We do have a reporter headed to the scene. But again, this is the far west valley, essentially probably out of any jurisdiction of any valley suburb. And that's because it was off the I-10 near Watson Road. So again, for those of you unfamiliar with Interstate 10, it's the major east and westbound thoroughfare that goes across the country. It connects California to Florida. So this man was traveling west on I-10, headed towards California, that direction at least. We're not quite sure if that's where he was trying to go with a disabled vehicle at such slow speeds. There were some blown tires there. We saw for sure at least 2 of the 4 may have entirely been riding on rims. So of course, the officers were patient there. They knew that he wasn't going to make it very far or very long, because then of course you have to deal with the situation as to how much gas is in the tank. But again, the driver is in custody. This is near the I-10 and Watson Road, the west side of the valley. So big thanks to all of our police officers there, whether they were DPS troopers, any cities police officers that were out there, U.S. Marshals. Again, they did a great job getting this guy into custody and making sure that the freeway was shut down and nobody's lives were put in danger in terms of the general public. And it's probably going to take a while for this investigation to wrap up. But again, I-10 westbound could be closed for quite some time. But this man is in custody, and when and if we learn more about him, we will for sure let you know. I'm going to let you continue watching for a few moments. We are about 6 minutes after when President Trump was supposed to be speaking at the Oval Office at the White House. As soon as that comes up here, we'll probably have to bring it to you live on Fox News Now. Might have a double box. We shall see how much longer Sky Fox will be in the area and when and if we might get some ground pictures. But again, Troy Hayden, Renee Nelson narrating during Fox 10 Phoenix's noon newscast, and even though they cut away from it on television, we continue to show you the live images here on Fox News Now, because this is what we do. And there's a lot of times we have to say viewer discretion is advised, because we never know what can happen. But the good news here, there was no sort of standoff, there was no sort of shots fired. This man is in custody, and you can see the large response there by police, not just marked Arizona Department of Public Safety trooper vehicles, but that may be a county sheriff vehicle as well, and plenty of undercover officer response as well. And you can see their traffic headed eastbound, headed towards Phoenix, is moving smoothly there. But yeah, that's already the portion of I-10 where you get down to 2 lanes, so definitely on the outskirts of the valley. Please, everybody, just stay safe. If you have to travel this way after work, you might want to check traffic conditions. The Arizona Department of Transportation, Arizona Department of Public Safety, they may be tweeting some information as well. But I just want to let you know the resolution, there it is. You saw it, the pit maneuver made, the Jeep spun out essentially, and, you know, the suspect was surrounded by officers and a surrender there. So good news there. Resolution to the police chase that we've been following for almost an hour here on Fox News Now. A little bit of additional information our assignments desk just got, everyone. The Interstate 10 eastbound is closed at Verrado Way, milepost 122, for a police situation. That's according to the Arizona Department of Transportation. No estimated reopening time. So again, when and if we learn any new information about the situation, traffic conditions, the suspect, and the like, I'll let you know here on Fox News Now. I do have the chopper audio up on purpose. By the way, everybody, I just wanted to provide a quick update. It is westbound I-10 closed at Verrado Way in the West Valley due to the police situation. Westbound I-10 at Verrado Way closed. All right, everybody, Sky Fox is leaving the scene, so I will be switching off this right here on News Now.